Askreddit thread. What is something that you used to be a cheap ass on until you tried the high quality version and now you can't go back? Pillows. Pillows are so goddamn important. After I got one that's pretty expensive, yet the most comfortable I could possibly get, my sleep quality has increased. 10 out of 10. I've tried so many, from $20 to $130. Damn, $130 pillow. I can't find one that works well for me. IKEA makes solid ones. My Pillow is amazing. Pick the pillow based on your sleep habits, then you order the pillow. Once you get it, there's a warranty on the pillow if it goes flat. The idea is once you get it, you put it in the dryer to get the materials to expand so the pillow is fluffy, firm, etc. Based on what you bought. Once the pillow starts to go flatter, you just wash the pillow and dry it, washer and dry it as normal. It will then be like it was brand new. I had mine close to a year now, and it's probably the most amazing thing I've slept on in my life. Bras. Good quality, properly fitted bras. It's amazing how many of us were wearing the wrong size and didn't realize it. I have a fitting a few years ago, and the difference is amazing. Underwear. I used to wear cheap Walmart underwear until it fell apart. Then my SO bought me an expensive pair, and it felt like my junk was floating on a cloud. I've never going back. Doolift Training Company butt naked performance boxers are like wearing lotion for underwear. Pens. Once I started using better quality ones, I started taking more random notes at work just so I could write something down. Browsing the comments on this one. Tell people have strong opinions on pens. I really like how there are dedicated communities to random things. Locks, pens, knives, flashlights, watches. I'm sure there's so many more out there I don't know about yet. But each of these seemingly mundane things have a very dedicated fandom of their own. It's pretty cool. Car tires. Some people don't understand this at all, and I'm always so confused by it. I got a background in racing, and I'm pretty picky about this stuff. Far more than the average bear for sure. Still though, I can even comprehend the people who buy like $25 tires. It doesn't seem safe at all to me. A proper tire increases your car's ability to respond to inputs immensely, which makes it safer in just about all situations. It also should have sustainably less chance of failure through poor construction and imperfections. Generally speaking, more grip equals more control, and nice tires will give you that in dry and wet conditions. It doesn't mean go faster because nice tires. It means in rare occasions that you need to actually do something to avoid an accident, you'll be much better equipped for it. There's also usually much more comfortable to drive on. Things like the rubber compound / section width all contribute to big time how the tire feels to drive on. Think of it like this. The tires are what holds 3,000-pound box of metal and gasoline you're traveling in at speeds humans just weren't meant to go to the ground. You want to skimp on that to save a few bucks? I got new tires this fall and went to the recommendations of the guy in the tire store. Even though they cost more than I was initially wanting to spend. Fucking life-changing shit right there. I live in the Midwest and have always hated driving in snow/ice, but now I truly believe that was because I had shitty tires. My winter driving confidence has skyrocketed. Every time it snows, I seriously want to go hug that guy. Best money I've ever spent. This is a dangerous thread for my bank account. Tools. Quality tools will get the job done quickly without breaking the tool. The thing being tooled or your skin, and they will last more than a lifetime. When I was a little kid, I think 4 to 5, I realized quickly if you're going to color, you use Crayola. And only Crayola crayons. Those cheap Rose Art crayons sucked. Rose Art are like drawing with wet lipstick. Rose Art is like those 3 notches below generic recess kids menu grade lunch. Restaurant kids menu. Rose Art is like 3 notches below generic restaurant kids menu grade. They're like the mega blocks of the crayon world. Edit, I get it. It's the same company and it was a happy accident. I didn't know that. I could only use Crayola because they put the name of the color on the crayon wrapper. If I tried using Rose Arts, everyone would laugh at me for drawing green people. Being colorblind sucks sometimes. Dress shirts. Growing up, I bought the cheapest stuff that had a design/color I liked. I thought the way they aged and came out of the dryer was normal. Then I bought some $50 to $100 non-iron shirts from a suit piece. Holy cow, they came out of the dryer needing no ironing. Duh, if you remove them promptly. The material is thicker and hangs better. They last years longer. The cloth doesn't shrink as much. The color stays longer. It's the Sam Vimes boots theory of wealth applied to shirts. Spend twice as much up front and save 3 to 4 times over the life of the shirt. I haven't done one of these in a while. I keep flubbing over all my words. Syrup. I used to buy the cheap-ass, no-name, high-fructose corn syrup. Then someone gave me a bottle of good maple syrup for Christmas one time. I'm ruined. I can't go back. If I can't have real maple syrup in my pancakes, I'd rather just not eat them. And that stuff is expensive. I wonder what real syrup tastes like. Bakery bread. Made that day. After living in Montreal for years and getting my bread fresh from the bakery, I can't go back to sugary, foam rubbery, floppy, bland supermarket bread. Even the fancy stuff doesn't even come close. Bakery bread is expensive and an extra effort to get it, but so worth it. Good bread is one of the essential pleasures in life. Headphones. Still using my great SR60 that I bought in 2005. For me, I actually have a really good pair of headphones that's pretty cheap as well. What are they called? iFrogs? Oh, I didn't know they were called iFrogs. iFrogs headphones. Good quality headphones. That are pretty cheap. I think it's only like 10 bucks for a pair. They last for like a year or two. Socks and shoes. Well, I say a year or two because I use mine every day. Socks and shoes. I used to scoff at people paying $20 plus for a single pair of socks, when you could buy a 6-pack of Hanes for like 10 bucks. I'll never go back to Hanes again. Then shoes. My God, the difference between a cheap $14 pair of shoes and a well-made paid of $80 to $100 shoes is amazing. Definitely go for quality shoes. However, I still search for them at discount prices at places like Nordstrom Rack. Best of both worlds. Makeup. It's fucking expensive, but once I find the right brand for whatever product it is, it will take a lot for me to choose anything else, no matter the price. There are a lot of great drugstore products, and makeup is mostly a ripoff, but it still doesn't compare to my favorite professional quality products. One trick though, if you buy expensive mascara, you can save the brush, clean it of course, and use it with drugstore mascara. The reason expensive mascara is so expensive is because of the brush, not usually the actual black product in it. I would have never guessed. Knives, meat, and alcohol. Huge difference in all those areas if you spend more on them. Windshield wipers. You'd be surprised the difference it makes. ITT. Everything. TIL. Price usually increases with quality. My toothbrush. It's one of those Sonicare vibrating ones. I will never forget how fresh my teeth felt after using it the first time. And my dentist even complimented me on how much less plaque I have now. Also, I used to get a bunch of cavities. 2 to 3 would be filled every 6 months despite having good dental hygiene. Bad genetics. And now I have one filled every other year or so. Sonicare vibrating toothbrush. I've been wanting to buy one for a year now. This comment just might have pushed me to do so. Peanut butter. Hell yeah. Ingredients for expensive peanut butter. Peanuts. Salt. Ingredients for cheap peanut butter. Peanuts. Icing sugar. Corn syrup solids. Hydrogenated. Hydrogenated vegetable oil. and salt. Sucks to be poor if you want to eat healthy unless you mostly eat vegetables. Vegetables are gross though. Computer peripherals. I didn't think paying $150 for a keyboard or mouse would be worth the money, but now I hate playing games with anything else. I have heard this metaphor about how if you live in the sewer and don't know there's a way better world above you, you don't really feel like your life sucks either. So as a student, I don't know if I really want to read this thread. Q-tips. Username strangely relevant. That does look like a Q-tip. Maple syrup. I can't even look at Aunt Jemima in the eye anymore after having the real thing. Honey. I now buy raw honey. Everything else is just corn syrup. Is it now? Coffee. I'm no snob. All I do is get whole bean coffee and grind it myself. Then I'll go to someone else's house and they'll have some pre-ground Folgers / Maxwell House, and I'll be unable to finish it. Some serious gourmet shit. Food products, especially meat and sausages. Once you try a hot dog that tastes like meat, you'll realize that the pink mush they call wieners in supermarkets is tasteless. Yeah, that's true. Vacuum. I have 2 furry cats and my partner is allergic. I invested in Dyson Animal Vacuum. I have never looked back. I cannot believe all the dust and fur that comes up. He has had 0 problems since I got it 7 years ago. Computer chairs. I'm 29 and I have been using the same chair for most of my life. I changed to a new one when my chair's back cushion started falling apart. The new chair was some random office chair I bought for $60, and the thing broke after a couple of months of using it. So I decided buying a legit gaming chair for $400. Damn. Holy shit, the difference is unreal. I never knew my posture would change so much. Toilet paper. It's absolutely worth spending extra on the good stuff. That's true. You end up using less of it because it's thicker. Yep, inadvertently fingering my asshole one time due to cheap TP, and it has been good stuff ever since. Finger through the TP is like rolling a 1 IRL. Great. Now I'm trying to imagine what rolling a 20 would be for wipe entails. Clean paper with no blood. Accidentally shitting out an enchanted amulet. From a girl's perspective, I actually prefer the cheap stuff. The good, soft stuff that's like cotton leaves pieces in my cooch flaps, which is really hard to clean out. The cheap stuff, even though it feels like paper and you need to use a little more, does not leave pieces. Oh, maybe you are using stuff that you think is good stuff, but actually isn't. Or maybe she is. I don't know. I don't really know about that kind of stuff. Splurge on bidet. Pay $2.99 up front and cut your usage of TP exponentially. I would love to have a bidet. Computers. I'd buy a laptop every couple of years for gaming and schoolwork, but I could never gear to even medium settings until finally I just built a desktop. Now I get up to 144 frames per second at some games with settings all the way up, and it's fucking glorious. Yeah, upgrading from a laptop to a computer is so much better. For gaming, absolutely. Gaming laptops are a load of crap compared to desktops. In a lot of cases, you need a laptop though, and I know there's no way I've gotten through university without one. I was fortunate enough to be able to afford both, but to a lot of people, sometimes you need to just settle for shittier gaming because you need the laptop. Butter. Kerrygold has so much more flavor than the store brand. I don't eat it often, but it's worth it every time. Spotify Premium. Being able to download the music to all my devices to use offline and not having any ads interrupt my music is wonderful. It really helps lower my data consumption per month. Tuna. Family Guy is right. If you make a sandwich with the cheap stuff, you might as well be eating cat food and mayonnaise. Well, to be fair, all grades of tuna can be cat food if you love your fluff ball enough. Torrenting. Used to download that 480p HD TV shit. Now I download no less than 1080p. Bourbon Scotch. Food. Good quality food has so much more flavor. Like, take an apple from Safeway versus an apple from the farmer's market. It's like they're not even the same fruit. They taste so different. Though I still buy what's cheapest of the good stuff. Tomatoes. I have hated tomatoes my entire life. Granny, jelly, bland, slop. Then I started gardening a few years back and grew some tomatoes for my husband and daughter, who love them. Holy shit, there's no comparison. I could eat fresh garden tomatoes 7 days a week. Sliced up with some salt on toast. Yum. I think I accidentally bought, like, organic tomatoes once. When I was making this, like, chicken meal. I forgot what it was, but tomatoes are one of the main ingredients to it. And I accidentally bought the organic tomatoes because I'm not used to buying fruit. I was like, wow, this is really good. But it's probably because the chicken isn't flavored in it. And the next time I made the same thing, I bought the store brand, the cheap crap. Because those were way bigger too. And it was not as good. It was nowhere near as good. Turns out the tomatoes I bought before were actually pretty damn good compared to the oversized ones I bought. When I was growing up, powdered iced tea mix, especially 4C brand, was a common staple in the house. Once in a while, my mother would also buy a tub of powdered country thyme limeade mix. A couple of years after I moved out, I started making real lemonade, lemon juice, sugar, water. I was absolutely shocked at how good it was. I then made real iced tea, brewed tea, sugar, a shot of lemon juice, water, and was similarly floored. The powdered shit literally gives me dry heaves now. Jeans. I was raised on $20 jeans from Old Navy. Then when I was in college, my girlfriend convinced me to try on a pair of Nordstorms that was $200, thinking there was no way in hell I'd ever pay that much for jeans. I played along to make her happy. When I slipped into those jeans, the clouds parted. God's ray of holy light cascaded down between them, and the angels sang from the high heavens. It felt like someone had cast those jeans from mold of my own body. They fit like I didn't know was possible. I paid for those jeans 3 minutes later, and I've never been able to settle for cheaper stuff again. The more expensive the jeans, in my experience, also last way longer than the cheap one did. So I don't think I'm actually spending much more on jeans in the long run. Paying $200 for any pair of pants from Nordstorms is a waste of money. A guy wearing $300 pants. In recent years, my family enjoyed a significant increase in income, so we tried a lot of higher-end things. Off the top of my head, things that are worth the money. Beer, mattresses, vacations, Kleenex, and body wash. Formatting. I was posting pictures from my phone. I can see the formatting apparently was far more important than the content for some. Beer, mattresses. Proper workout clothes. I've never worked out till a few years ago, and for the first year, I'd wear my old t-shirts and shorts or cheap Target clothes that would inevitably peel. Then, for my birthday, someone got me some nice Under Armour. I didn't think much of it until I actually wore them to work out. It blew me away how much more comfortable it was. Since then, my wife and I don't go cheap on workout clothes. Never skimp on anything that connects you to the ground. Shoes, beds, tires, ladies of the night, computer parts. Alright, that actually wasn't as interesting as I thought it would be.